Welcome to Module 14. We have built records across both major areas of Life Science Cloud, clinical trials and patient services. Now let's look at how to turn all the operational data into meaningful insight through reports and dashboards. Reporting matters because it turns all of those records into operational visibility in this org. That means looking across studies, candidate visits, adverse event, enrollees, verify requests, and assistance contexts. So if there are questions like which studies and candidate are active, what visits and safety activities happening, or where is assistance program support concentrated, so all of these questions can be answered by making a report. When you start building reports in the org, these are the main record families to use as your report base. They give you a practical starting point for both the clinical and patient services sides. For example, we have research study, candidate, care program. These all are the base objects or report type. And on top of this, we can create reports by grouping them by various fields like status, dates. For clinical trial operation, the most valuable reports typically includes an enrollment status view showing each site enrolled count versus their target and the overall trial progress, a site activation tracker showing where each site is in activation process, an adverse event summary showing all AEs across the trial grouped by severity or site, and a visit compliance report showing schedule versus completed visit. On the patient services side, this gives you a practical report building checklist, enrollees by program, verify request by status, member plan tied to request, coverage benefit by request, and assistance record by program. Let's look into one of the reports in Salesforce. So if you look into this particular report, which is candidate rejection ratio, if I edit this one, over here, I am grouping it by research study, and I've added a formula. Look at that formula, which tells me the sum of the rejected. Then I also have another formula, which is current enrollee, and it gives me a sum. Then I have got a rejection ratio, which is summing it and across the row and then multiply by 100. Now, if I run this particular report, so across the study ID, it is telling me whether that particular study, what is the ratio of rejection. So if I see like this is 5.9, over here, the rejection ratio is 28. So rejection ratio is more in this particular as compared to this one. Similarly, there would be another report also. Let's look into that. Let's look into candidate enrollment. Over here, let's edit this. Here also, we have created formulas where we are summing the enrolled wherever the status is enrolled. And then we have summary formula for summing at the summary level for the current enrollee. And then we are finding out the average for the target enrollee count. And when I run this particular one, so it tells me that what was the target and what is the current one. So this way we can compare the target versus the current one. Going back to presentation, these are the different dashboards which you can build. These dashboards make it easy for your viewers to find out what the status of clinical trials and the patient services.